Hello! This evening we are taking a first look at the Ford Trimotor 5AT from TukanFlightSim in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, full disclosure, TukanFlightSim have given me a free copy of this aircraft. It was going to be a pre-sale copy, but it actually went on sale today at Sim Market. But I've got a free copy of it and I'm going to have a look at it and let you see it as well. So you can see straight away the quality of the modelling is next level. It looks photographic. It's absolutely wonderful. So if we just pan around it, one of the first questions I asked TukanFlightSim was how this differs from the Aeroplane Heaven Ford Trimotor that Asobo released as a local legend a while ago. So this is the later model. The 5AT is the later model, and it's actually been in development since before the Ford Trimotor that Aeroplane Heaven developed. So this is, as I said, this is a later model. It has bigger engines and they're more powerful engines. So you can see them. The quality of the modelling on them is absolutely spectacular. All of the cables and the levers animate. So we'll see that in a few minutes. And if we have a look around the aeroplane, I think it's just worth having a pan around to have a good look at it, because it is a work of art, the whole thing. It's very, very good. So we're at Boonville in the US, by the way, where I've done lots of little test flights in the past. It's a nice little, well-modelled valley, so it's good for, simple test flights of smaller aeroplanes. So we're going to go back around the tail and come in on the other side just to go and have a look. So you can see the attention to detail in the 3D model is absolutely wonderful. So if we go down and have a look around the tyre and the connecting rods down here, they're very, very good. Okay, so if we go into the cockpit, that's the one glitch I've seen so far, is the inside view of the open door. The glass flickers. So if we come up through the cockpit, you can see that, or through the fuselage, the modelling of the materials really is next level. It's so good. So we come up into the cockpit. Sorry for my lack of skills with the drone camera. You can see the weathering and the modelling of all the switches and levers and the dials is very, very good. So there have been some sacrifices made to modern avionics. We've got a modern HSI there right in the middle. But otherwise, it's fairly period accurate, I think. There's some lovely touches, like all of these little bits of hardware around the cockpit are really nicely modelled. And the weathering, or the wear and tear that's been modelled around the fuselage really is something else. It's very, very cool. So you do get lots of liveries with it, and you get a freight and a passenger internal. So I thought I would point that out. So I just picked one at random. I had no idea what I was picking. So if we come back outside, should we go and get it fired up and take it for a fly around Boonville then? Okay, so I'll switch away from the drone camera. First thing I'm going to need to do is go and close that back door. I think I can probably click on it to hit it. There we go. Rather than trudge all the way down the fuselage to do that. So first things first, let's go and switch the fuel, or uncork the fuel basically. So we want the left and the right fuel control to running. And then within the cockpit, we're going to go to head tracking, because it's going to help us a lot with doing this. So we're going to put the generator master on, the battery master on. We're going to put the nav lights on, and we'll put we don't need landing lights just yet. So then we've got mixture levers down here. We've got the magnetos, we've got the throttles. So I'm going to push the throttles out to about 25%, which is what it says in the book to do. And then we'll go left engine first. So to both magnetos for the left engine. So this is where it gets fun. I'm going to turn around. The primer for the left and right engines is above your head. So you have to rotate it around to the engine you want. And then pump it 3 times minimum. I'll go once more for luck. And then come around and start the left engine. So So if we look outside, we can open the windows, by the way. Not that it makes much difference because the walls are paper thin and the engine's sat right next to us, so it's going to be noisy. I have turned the volume down a little bit in the simulator, but if I turn it up, you'll see it's not too bad actually. Okay. So engine number 3 will do next. So magnetos can go for both. And remember, we need to rotate this round, if I can remember how to do it. Right engine. 1, 2, 3, 1 for luck. And engine number 3. And then the primer for the engine right in front of us is right in front of us. 2, 3, 4, and both magnetos, and go. Okay, so if we have a look outside, we'll hold it on the parking brake for a moment. You can see it wobbling around. Let's open the engines up. Okay, so I said that everything's animated, so if I exercise the elevators there, you can see all the control rods moving, and if I exercise the rudder, you'll see the control rods moving. So we come back round, you can see everything doing everything you would think it should, basically. So you can see the same here on the ailerons. It's very cool. Like I said, the attention to detail is absolutely fantastic. So let's get the head tracking back on. And calibrate the altimeter, and we'll do a right turn. We're going to cut across the grass slightly and probably run over the ground crew, but we won't worry too much about him. So landing lights can come on. There's no flaps. This aircraft was developed in 1925, I think, first flew, so it doesn't really have any concept of flaps. And takeoff is almost immediate. Obviously we've got no payload on board. It's a struggle to get off of the ground. The airspeed's in miles an hour. Climb out over the hill here at Boonville. It's a great looking aeroplane, isn't it? So as I said, it has got a modern HSI, so you can tune in. You've got a nav radio down here, so you can tune in navigation beacons and navigate around with them. I've tried it out, it works really well. There is an autopilot. I've not really played with the autopilot, so I can't imagine you would anyway, because this aeroplane wouldn't have had one. It would have been manually controlled anyway. It's nice you can hear the squeaking of the trimming. So I'm just trimming the elevator, and you could hear a high-pitched squeak there in the background. It's very cool, isn't it? Shall we modify the time to see what the lighting looks like internally? So if we go to, say, kind of golden hour, so there we go. So we'll try this to begin with, and we'll go and turn on the internal lighting. There's the dome and the instrument lights. So it's quite subtle, but if we go and wind it right back, it's very good. So if we go back to early morning, leave them on. Let's have a look at those landing lights as well. So yeah, they're quite subtle, but they're not like modern halogen lights. Okay, should we see about bringing it in for an approach? This part of the world's beautiful, isn't it? I've got to say, the engine noises are fantastic. They're really throaty. Okay, let's see how well we do at bringing this in for an approach and landing. I have no idea what the correct approach speed is. I'm going by feel. I'm guessing we don't get below 60 knots. Or sorry, 60 miles an hour. The airspeed indicator is in miles an hour. I'm guessing we don't pull the engines completely back to idle either, because they'll probably die. We're just going to ease the aeroplane back down onto the runway. To be honest, this aircraft was probably developed for landing on grass, which is why it has those enormous tyres. I'll take that. Just trying to feather the brakes and finding out if it will tip, and it will. So you need to be careful on landing. Looks the part though, doesn't it? Very, very cool. So we'll taxi up to the end of the runway here at Boonville and pull off to one side and stop the aeroplane, and then we can have a little shut it down and have another look at it, because it is a gorgeous aeroplane. So as I said, this is the 5AT version of the Ford Trimotor. So onto the dirt. Whoa! Nearly. It's very sensitive. I haven't got foot pedal brakes, so I can't feather the brakes gently. So if we sit here with the engines on idle, will they eventually die? Or will it happily sit there on idle? I think they'll actually sit there. So put the parking brake on, and then cut the mixture to the engines, and then just go and turn the various lights off and the batteries. So there you go, the Ford Trimotor, and it's available in sim market from TukanFlightSim. So it's about 28, just under 29 euros, which is probably the same in dollars. Be a little bit less in pounds, given current exchange rates. But yeah, look how it looks like a photograph, doesn't it? It's stunning. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So that's the new Ford Trimotor available from Sim Market from TukanFlightSim. Go take a look at it. Go check it out. It's very good. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll see you again soon.